Pisces, let's see what's coming up for you guys with this upcoming Capricorn full moon. What's the message for you? What's the message for Pisces with this Capricorn full moon? Releasing allegiances. Ooh. And listening for truth. Along with release the dark wound, let love live. Okay, let me center this a little bit more. All right. Interesting. Let's go ahead and read number 25 first. Release the dark wound, let love live. It says, if we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what is not yet ready for or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you're thinking of publishers before you have even written the book, if you're comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you've got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love, what inspires you, what feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different. Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly binned the project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted, they were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be without judgment, without criticism, even without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. If you have drawn this card, along with the Oracle of Defend to the End the Worthwhile, or the Oracle of New Birth guarded vigilantly, then the message above is amplified and you are asked to act on this immediately so that your path can continue under the protection and grace of wisdom. If you feel drawn to read the messages of one or both of these additional oracles, whether you have drawn the cards in this reading or not, trust your instincts and do that in addition to completing the reading of this guidance and the healing process below. You can do the healing processes for those additional cards if you wish to do so. The messages of this card are also amplified if you have drawn the oracle. Okay, none of those came out, so that's the healing process in case you want to screenshot it. Let's go ahead and move to, okay, first I want to touch on this for a little bit. If you're creating something, Pisces, and I feel like you're probably overthinking it, you may be asking yourself if you're actually doing a good job, if it's going to, all the questions that came through in the oracle, you need to let that go because it's like you're putting the cart before the horse. You don't even have, or what is the, I think I said that saying wrong. I think you're putting the horse before the cart, whatever. You're doing one piece without actually creating it. You're already going to the conclusion without even finishing a creative process. So be careful with that. Let's move on to number 10, releasing allegiances. Releasing allegiances says, it's time to hold on to yourself and let go of another, even if just for a time. You have gained all that was meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You have given and you have received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. It is more that the time has come. I'm so sorry, guys. Please ignore that maniacal laughter. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. It is more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, and consciousness in your life. You have completed many cycles in the vibrational frequency of consciousness that you are now being asked to release. You have been in that vibrational frequency for some time now. You have earned the right to step out of that frequency, out of the habits, relationships, and the possibilities that are limited to the outmoded frequency. It is now time to expand into higher frequencies of experience that will bring enhanced love, empowerment, and peace into your life. You will take the wisdom of what you have learned with you into something new. New connections, new relationships, new life experiences at a higher turn of the spiral of life. But first, you. Trust that you can step into solitude for a time without being consumed by loneliness. It is time to reconnect with yourself. Perhaps you have had a period of outward orientation where your energy has been diverted away from the inner journey of self-discovery and creative self-expression and into the world of lists, schedules, and demands. Trust that you may need to step back momentarily, even from your healthy relationships and commitments, to refresh your spirit by reconnecting with your own nature in solitude. Perhaps you have been diving so deep into the creative waters that you have lost your bearings or your energetic connection to the earth, your own life, and your needs in the here and now. Either way, you need to come back to the ground of your own body. This is a time for self-love, for paying attention to yourself, for nurturing, holding, and being with you. It doesn't mean you can't love another. It just means you need to turn your attention inwards for a time, for some quality time with you. You will emerge renewed, refreshed, and clearer about your journey and your relationships as a result of this. This oracle is also confirmation that the work you have been doing on yourself is working for you. Your level of self-love is growing, and your ability to love consciously and healthily is increasing as a result. Some connections in your life will mature along with you, and your regard and affection will deepen and blossom. It will be revealed that other relationships are no longer relevant to your life journey. You will know which is which because you will feel it. You will feel it most clearly when you have some time to be with yourself in reconnection. If you have been contemplating a change in lifestyle, enrolling in a class or joining a group, starting a project, or setting aside time to focus on your inner work, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these things would be supportive, healthy, and helpful for you. This oracle also comes with particular guidance. There is a situation that has recently arisen or will arise soon where you need to back yourself. Don't be put upon or hoodwinked into backing down by the emotional reactions of others. Stand your ground and stay aligned with what you know to be true. No matter how wonderful something seems logically or on the surface, if it doesn't feel right for you, it is not for you at this time. Perhaps that will change and it will be right for you later. Perhaps you will step away and realize with relief that you had a lucky escape from a situation that would have ended up unnecessarily costing you. Either way, backing yourself and not giving in to the opinion of another, no matter how highly you would have rated that opinion in the past, is important. It is highly likely that you are breaking with tradition, with a role model or belief system that you have outgrown. You must be there for yourself because you are doing well. You are on the right path and you are growing. Well done. And there's the healing process, in case you want a screenshot. Wow, Pisces. So you've probably been doing shadow work. This card always makes me think of shadow work, precisely because she's naked, right? And shadow work puts us in a really vulnerable spot. But you may have to let go of some of your connections right now. Maybe because you're healing, you're doing some work on yourself. And that's part of what is, putting you in this perfectionist mode and this I have to do everything right mode, or it's not worthy. I think that may be what you're digging into. Like, where did those, thought process came from? Who taught me that? Who taught me that that's how I have to go through life? Let's read number 36, Listening for Truth. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it is all going to happen. You are being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words, rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspaper, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is really ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you have been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is consistently denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, is a deep sense of unhealed, toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self-love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds, done with integrity, you will be set free no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind, simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now. No matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken, you know what you know in your sacred, rebellious heart. That truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to healing and know that the truth always, eventually prevails. And there is the healing process. So, Pisces, you're working on yourself, but I think around you, you're hearing a lot of lies, whether maybe at your workplace, maybe in your relationships, maybe with your friendships, maybe it's like on a world scale, like the mass media. Whatever it is, you're going to have to listen to your inner knowing, your intuition, your gut. The work you're doing on yourself is helping clear. You're not projecting. Don't gaslight yourself. And maybe because of this, you're trying to create some sort of work to help the world, and you're doubting yourself because you're like, oh, who am I? To what makes me think I'm the only one that can hear this? You may be afraid that you're your ego, and I don't think you are. So just trust. As long as you're doing it with a sense of wanting to help the world and you're not coming from this place of, oh, I think I'm better than everyone, you'll be fine. Okay? All right, Pisces, I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here. I hope that this brought you some guidance for the full moon energy. And if you guys remember, I'm doing the Maharashi effect tomorrow. We're starting our little group. So if you want to join, if you want to know a little bit more details, there's a video titled Maharashi effect. Go watch it, and then you'll know. If you want to join, message me and I will add you. Bye.